Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Bag Guitars podcast, episode number 53.
Oh my
My name is
God.
Andrew,
And my name is Sky.
and we are your weekly news show for all things gear-related, guitars,
You
amps,
can call
pedals.
it news.
Yeah, we can call it news. We talk about new releases.
Sometimes it's not new, but you know.
New releases, rumors.
Rumors.
What else we got? Just gear news, things that are
We got
trending.
the gossip.
The gossip. Same stuff. We probably need to get that down where we just have that as like a regular scripted thing that we say every week. But that's pretty much what we do. If it's your first time joining us, it seems like lately we've had a lot of first time listeners and viewers. So welcome. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Yeah.
And we're almost to a full year of doing this. I know I just said episode 53,
But
and this is a weekly show. But we've taken some time off here and there. We've done 2 episodes in a week.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Back when there was like, what was that last winter? When there was just so many releases that like
There were.
it was going to be like a 2-hour episode. So it's like, let's just put out 2 1-hour episodes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we'll get back to having to do that when things pick back up. But for now, like there's been enough releases per week to just smoothly kind of.
It seems like it's kind of getting like slow with the releases.
It has been last couple weeks, but there's some big ones this week. I wouldn't necessarily say big, like I'm excited for them, but there's everyone knows this week. The big news is that new Boss pedal, and we will get to that. It'll probably be our main topic for this week's episode. But first, you found something.
Well, you told me that's not new, but
we saw something it was like a week ago that we saw that it was like there was an ad for it. Like
it's worth to talk about it just because it's so expensive.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if it's because they were trying to blow it out and like get rid of the last of them or something. But we saw an ad for these like a week ago, as if it was a brand new product.
I was sent an ad like on Reach, but I know.
So there's 2 of them.
Okay.
So I guess these came out about 6 months ago. If not, a little bit longer. It looks like these are 2 Martin acoustics.
Okay.
One is the D200, and the other is the D300. So let's look at the D200 first.
Okay.
Guitar Center has this in stock on their website. So this is the Martin Limited Edition D200 Deluxe Acoustic Guitar in natural finish. You have something funky going on in the finish here.
What do you mean?
Well, it says natural finish, but there's like gears and like, cogs and stuff all over it.
I don't understand really well what's going on.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of gears all over the back of it, and on the pick guard.
And the pick guard too.
Comes with like a hard shell flight case for it, which seems kind of weird for a Martin. But let's see. Let's get a little. Ooh, I dropped the notebook. We're off to a great start. Yeah, I don't like the weird design all around the edges on this thing.
What is it so?
It's on the fretboard.
Interested about this?
There's just a bunch of gears and stuff. It's on the bridge. It's on the fretboard.
Is that painted or is it like gear?
I don't know. Those could be actual gears inlaid into it. I don't know. Probably not on the pick guard. The pick guard's just probably printed, but
no. But the back.
The back, yeah, that could be. The elaborate limited edition D200 Deluxe acoustic guitar features a rare pre-sights Brazilian rosewood back, sides, and head plate for luxurious tone, playing feel, unmatched in workmanship and beauty. It's highly collectible limited edition D200 acoustic guitars, limited to only 50 guitars.
Oh, damn, okay.
Each furnished with an elegant wearable timepiece from Roland G. Murphy. So it comes with a watch. Okay. Bearing a matching serial number, CF Martin & Co. collaborated with the renowned watchmaker designed to produce this unprecedented instrument to celebrate Martin's 2 millionth serial number milestone after 184. This probably came out. I think this is one of those NAMM guitars. I think we did talk about the D300 then. I don't think we covered this one. But what stood out about this is, and again, this isn't necessarily a new release, but like you were getting the ads. They were getting the ads for it, so maybe they're having trouble moving these.
I talked to you about it because
who did you get the email from?
Guitar Center.
It was from Guitar Center.
It was literally like, we have these.
Please buy this. Please buy this from us.
And I was like, well, I don't like the way it looks. And then I keep looking, and I'm like, I wonder how much is this? And then I figured out how much was it.
This is the D200, right? The D200 is $134,999.
Jesus.
Now, the one that you got the email for,
it was the D300.
Is the D300.
That was the one.
But also, I remember you showing me this one, the Rock the Vote one.
Because it was from Sweetwater. Yeah. That one came the email from Sweetwater, like we had picked this just with for you.
With like an airbrush image of the Statue of Liberty.
I even asked you who was the guy.
Says "We the People," and then you have like the 90s like JCPenney style overlaid like face, and then another face facing this way.
But who's the guy?
It's David Crosby. It's got his face, and then like that's the background, like the sky, and then the foreground is him playing a guitar. That one's $1,300.
But the D300 was the one in
the D300. I remember this being the NAMM one. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
This one's limited to only 30. Yeah. Something like
is
that.
It?
Yeah, only 30 of these were made.
Okay.
And this one's 300,000. And this one, I think this one looks better than the other one, but I still think it's like too flashy, and you get like the Tree of Life or something on the back. I don't know. Inlays all the way up and down the neck.
We had to sell the house to buy that one.
That's literally the price of our house.
Yeah.
But hey, there must be a couple stores that have it, because
there's one on Gilbert though.
Hold up, there's a Music and Arts in Gilbert.
What?
I didn't know that there were any Music and Arts locations in Arizona. I don't like that store. Nothing against them. It's just that I can't believe they're still in business in 2025. So those are those Martins. Yeah, because you brought those up, and I was trying to find like, are these even new? And it seems like they came out about 6 months ago.
It's just that they
7 months ago.
Just for me.
Yeah. So it was news directed towards you.
I guess.
I wouldn't buy that.
It's because you talk so much about music equipment around me that
your phone microphone picks it up.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I think I'm not crazy about that.
Now, there is a real piece of news.
Okay.
We probably should have covered this one last week, but
we didn't.
That's when they announced it. Fender has some web exclusives. The main lineup of the Player 2 series, they now have it in shell pink.
Which I think is beautiful.
So you have the shell pink Strat with the rosewood fretboard. You have the Telecaster in shell pink with the rosewood fretboard. You have the Jazzmaster with a rosewood fretboard in shell pink. And you have, I think this is my favorite one of them all.
What's that?
The Precision Bass.
Precision Bass?
Yeah. I want that one. That's the one I want.
Dude, you already bought something this week.
But you know what's crazy? Is that the Precision Bass is $944.99, but the Strat is $999. Like, when did guitars become more expensive than basses?
I don't know.
In the same series.
I do think the Strat's beautiful though.
Because I remember like back in my day, when a Fender Strat, made in Mexico Strat, was $499. And the bass was always like $100 more, around there, because it's more material. You're paying for more material. What do you mean?
Well, you're talking about the Strat from Mexico. Is that just from the U.S.?
No. These are the Player 2 is the current version of like the lower end Mexican made.
And that's $999?
Yeah.
Oh.
Prices went up with Fender a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah. This is insane to me that two guitars from the same series, well, a guitar and a bass from the same series, and the bass is less expensive than the Strat. That's just unheard of for me. I like I said, I always remember back then, like the Mexican standard Strat being like $499. Eventually went up to $599. But when it was $499, the bass was like $100 to $150 more, and it was because you're paying for more material. As more wood goes into making them.
Okay.
So it's just insane to me. You're paying $50 less for.
No, so what you were saying is because that's the cheapest one, you should get it.
Yes.
That's pretty much what I got.
Well, no, because for the same price as the bass, you can get the Jazzmaster as well. And the Telecaster. Why is the Strat the most expensive?
The Strat's the most expensive one.
All three of the others are the same price.
Huh.
And then you can get the ones that came out not too long ago, like the silver, the Sparkle Burst. Yeah, I remember those came out. We didn't cover those I think we completely missed them. And by the time I realized that we missed them, it was already like 2-3 weeks.
So we're talking about it now.
Yeah. It seems like that's it though for the they don't have a jazz bass and they don't have the Jaguar in those colors. But I love the shell pink.
It is really nice.
Yeah.
It is a really nice color. So what are you selling to buy that?
Well, I should buy it first and then sell something. Just to be safe. No.
Are we gonna talk about what you bought this week?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Okay.
It was, I guess, a pre-Labor Day thing because it was before they announced all the Labor Day sales. But I'm a little iffy on if this was a Labor Day sale or not. But I saw a post in Pedalboards of Doom that said, hey, they're blowing out the disaster transport on Sweetwater. So $99. They're blowing these guys out. I think there were only 4,000 made. Because the serial number on this one is 3,883. So I think there were only 4,000 if I remember correctly. Yeah, so they're $99, which was marked down, I think, almost $100 from what they were. I brought up Sweetwater's page right now. It's sold out. So after that post went up on Pedalboards of Doom, I know I'm not the only person that bought it because other people were commenting like, oh, cool, and jumped on it. So really cool. Which was really funny because I commented on it and I was like, I wish I hadn't seen this post. Because I ended up buying it, which you told me to buy it, which I was on the fence about, like, I don't really need this for anything. I know it sounds cool. I really wanted the original back in the day.
It's the way you text me things sometimes. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh my gosh, this is just $99. And I'm like, okay. To my understanding, what that means coming from you is, oh my gosh, I need to buy it.
Well, sometimes I send you something just so we could talk about it on the show. Oh. And then you're like, oh. Well, if you want it. So, yeah. It's really funny, though, because I commented. I was like, shouldn't have seen this post because then I bought it. And then the response was, just talk about it on your podcast. So I thought that was really cool. So that's that one. I wish I had better information for you guys on the disaster transport about if it's available for the same price somewhere else. It might be. I don't know if Sweetwater was just the only one blowing it out.
I don't know.
Because this was the Legacy reissue version.
Okay.
And I don't know which dealers had it. I really don't know. I'm not really seeing it anywhere else.
What about the Airquaker website, though?
Yeah, they might have it on their website. It looks like they still have some on their website.
Yeah.
But those are still $152.
$152.
Which I believe is marked down. I don't know. I don't know what the original price. I think these were $189.
Because you say 3,000 is 3,500 units worldwide.
Okay, so if there's only 3,500 units, why is mine serial number 3,883? That doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Okay. I'm not going to question it.
No,
I'm questioning it. I'm confused. Anyway, it's a good pedal. I plugged it in. It sounds great. I just don't think it's going to fit on my pedal board.
Well, did I do have something else this week?
No.
Oh, it was last week that you got the Zoma.
Yeah, the Zoma and the.
You talk about it, yeah.
The Manus. Yeah.
And do you realize you get something new almost every week?
No, not every week.
Wow.
Which it's funny because it's gotten to a point where, like, our music room back over here behind the camera to the side, I have two little shelves. And each shelf only fits, like, 5 pedals?
Yeah.
And I don't know. There's, like, guitar straps taking up some space on one of them. So one has 5, one only has 2 pedals on it right now. And then the rest of the room isn't that messy. I would say it's not that messy in here.
It is.
But there's pedals everywhere. Like they're on the desk, they're under the desk, they're across the room. And it's mostly because our son comes in here and he just like picks them up and looks at them.
But you know, I work here during the week on this run.
Yeah.
And sometimes I go to pick something up and I step on a pedal and I'm like, what the heck is this doing here? It's full of pedals everywhere. So.
Yeah. So it gets a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Because not just that, there's a second, I have my main pedal board like right down here. And next to that is an identical pedal board in a bag, like in a case, and that's fully loaded with pedals also. So I don't know.
The first step is to admit that you have a problem.
I don't have a problem.
You said you don't.
It's only a problem if I view it as a problem.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But at this point, I can have 2 fully assembled pedal boards. I was even thinking the other day, because my main board is almost completely overrun with just Keeley pedals.
That's right.
And got the Disaster Transport in. One of my favorite modulation pedals is the Zvex Instant Lo-Fi Junkie. I miss having the Earthquaker plumes on my board for a clean boost.
Okay.
The Boss Power Driver is one of my favorite Big Muff style pedals. Just recently got the Science Fair from Summer School Electronics. The Yesterday Effects. Well, I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank on the name. The Pitch Bender from Yesterday Effects. I want all of those on my board. But they're not going to fit. So I was even considering the other day, just because they're 2 identically sized, same brand pedal boards, to just Velcro them together and have one long one.
Oh.
But I don't know. That's just too much. It feels like too many options.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. That wasn't so much a release. That's a discontinuation. Not really, because it was a limited release to begin with, but it seems like that batch is running out at this point.
Okay.
So if you want a Disaster Transport, I unfortunately can't get it for $99 because that Sweetwater sale, it's sold out.
But you can get it for $152.
You can get it for $152, and I'm sure some other dealers probably have it for cheaper, maybe for Labor Day.
Yeah.
So that's that one.
Okay.
And then before we get into our main topic.
Okay.
Let's real quick jump into, because we just talked about, that one selling out. The JHS Sweet Tea version 3 is being discontinued. I got an email about that the other day that said, hey, we're blowing these out.
Oh. Why?
So they're just not going to make it anymore. It's probably just not a big seller anymore. They've got other better options. And I think the 2 pedals that are in this do better on their own than in sales as far as that. I've also heard some people, I don't know, I've never played one. I've heard some people say that it doesn't sound as good as the 2 individual pedals plugged into each other.
Oh.
Which that can happen. But the Sweet Tea version 3, they're blowing it out for $199.99. I think usual price is like $350. So on the right side, you have the Moonshine. On the left side, you have the Angry Charlie. And then, of course, there is a toggle to choose which side goes first. I don't know if the dealers are all going to be blowing these out for $199 as well. But the JHS website is sold out as of right now.
Oh, man.
So, not sure. I will check real quick.
Okay. If it's sold out everywhere?
Yeah, because, I don't want to give you guys bad information. All right, here's the Sweet Tea. Ooh, okay. Sold out on Sweetwater.
It's sold out. What about Reverb?
Reverb, people are still selling it for $276 to $385 right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Musician's Friend has them for $199. Guitar Center has them for $199. Well, that's the same company.
Yeah, okay.
But let's see. Yeah, in stock at Guitar Center right now. That looks like a used one. That is a used one. Also, Guitar Center's been getting crazy lately with their used listings. They'll have like the image of something, and then it'll be the description for like a Yamaha piano, but it'll be like a JHS pedal, and they'll be selling it for like $5,000. I've been seeing a lot of that pop up lately in the different guitar groups online. So I don't know. I don't know where else you can get it right now. Thomann has it for $362.
$362.
So they're still selling it at full price.
Okay.
Search around, probably even Amazon. They might have it on sale right now. But it seems like it's going quick. So maybe by the time this episode comes out tomorrow, all the stores will have it sold out.
Maybe.
So we have some more releases to get into, but do you want to jump into our topic first?
I mean, I know you're eager to talk about it.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. Well, I guess we should jump into it. I know everyone has already put out their little videos on it, talking about their opinions. Rhett Schull put one out today. Phil McKnight talked about it on his show. I've seen a lot of different talk. KDH put one out. And even the Mythos Pedals guys, they talked about it on their show yesterday. And I got to say, largely, I agree with a lot of what people are saying.
What's the issue?
So, Boss put out this pedal called the PX-1 Plugout Effects Pedal.
Okay.
It's based around the same software as their plugins, which is why this is called the Plugout. We covered the plugins that they put out a couple months ago, where it was like their original 6 pedals or whatever, 8 pedals. So this is essentially, they're including 8 of those plugins, plus you can install through like the app, you can get another additional 8 of their pedals. So it looks weird to me. Now I'll start off with that. The knobs are unlabeled, which even the Mythos Pedals guys, Zach from Mythos was saying, like, it's problematic. Just, it could just say parameter 1, parameter 2. And I agree with that. It looks weird that there's no text with the knobs. And I understand why, because you have the screen down here, and the screen displays what those parameters are. Because for some of the effects that are built in, there's only 2 knobs anyway. So that middle one doesn't do anything. Then the name, Plugout Effects PX-1, it looks weird to me.
Why?
Just stretched across there. I don't know. And it's not even the fact that there's a screen on the foot switch. Like, that's weird too, but like that's not even like the big thing that bothers me. It just doesn't look like a real Boss pedal to me. It's the right size and shape and closure. It just looks weird to me. It doesn't look real.
Why?
It almost looks like some AI generated thing. You do have.
It looks like as simple as every single Boss pedal.
But even more simple, like too simple.
Well, it's like way too simple. They are always like that.
Yeah. But on the right side of the pedal, you have stereo inputs. You have control 1, 2, and expression on that side. You have, options for expression controls. You have stereo outputs. On the back, you have a MIDI in, which I've seen people are complaining too. It only controls the clock. It doesn't control any other kind of MIDI controllable parameters of any kind. And then you have the USB for updates and whatnot. I think it's cool that Boss put a screen on a pedal. We haven't seen that in one of these. I think, though, for me, the last couple releases they've put out have just been kind of lame. That rotary pedal that we covered 2 weeks ago.
But what you're talking to me, I might be mistaken here.
Yes.
But you were talking to me about a pedal from Boss where you had to pay like 10 or 15 bucks for the effect. Is this one? This is
it. So you get the 8 included.
Okay.
You sign up for the app. It's a free subscription. You can get 8 more Boss effects. But anything they release after that, $10 per effect.
Well,
so people are saying like they right away, the immediate backlash on this pedal. It's like the Cracker Barrel situation. Like the immediate backlash from people are just like, what are they doing? We all have loved and trusted Boss for decades. They're one of the original big name pedal companies. They've been around forever. For the longest time, they were one of the leaders of innovation in pedals. I mean, when they came out with that stomp box shape and design, and they've kept it this entire time. They've added to it. They figured out ways to put USB, MIDI, tons of jacks on these things. Now they've got screens on them. But the micro-transactions, people are complaining. It's just like if you were to get... Some people are making like the analogy of like Netflix. You cancel your cable to get Netflix, and then next thing you know, Netflix is raising their prices and stuff. But I don't see it that way. I see it more as like Amazon Prime. You pay for Amazon Prime. You buy the subscription to Amazon Prime as it is. But then you want to go watch the latest Jurassic Park movie or Jurassic World movie, and then you have to pay an additional $29 to rent it. So, and I've seen the analogies. People said Netflix. Some people say Amazon. And then it's kind of funny because this is the Plugout effects. But I've seen the same thing trending for the past year or two with actual plugin manufacturers, plugin companies. Or I wouldn't say manufacturers, they're designers. So different plugin services now have changed their platforms to subscription. So like if you were using, I'm just going to use Universal Audio as an example. I know they're not the ones doing it, but let's say Universal Audio, you bought their plugins. And then all of a sudden they're like, you got to pay to play. Like every month you got to pay a certain amount to keep using stuff that you've already paid for. And I think that's something that people are worried about with the Boss thing is this just seems out of character for the company to do something like this. It just seems like a shameless like cash grab from people. So I don't know. I think it's weird that this is also behind on the times. Like this is not a new innovative thing. They're not doing anything new here. Like, there have been compact single foot switch pedals that are multi-effects. They've had those for a while. Zoom has been doing it, and you can, I think, run like 4 different effects at once with the Zoom unit. TC Electronics has the Plethora 1 or X1, whatever it's called. The leader in that kind of thing is the Line 6 HX1, and you have tons of built-in effects that come with it. You buy it with everything you need built in. So it's just so strange. You're paying $250 for this. You get only 8 effects that come in it. You can download 8 more for free. But then after those 16, you're paying for it. So I could see this being more. I could see it being more fair to pay 10 per effect if the base price of the unit was like $150. But even then,
I guess
I wouldn't buy this. So the 8 included pedals are the OD1, which is the original overdrive from 1977, the SP1 Spectrum from 1977, the PH-1 Phaser from 1977. And then the 2 others from 1977 are the CS1 Compression Sustainer and the TW1 T-Wah. And then your 1978 unit, you have the DS1 Distortion.
Okay.
And then you have the Boss Slow Gear from 1979. And then the SD1, which is from 1981. So out of that original lineup, the only 2 that they still make today are the DS1 and the SD1. And then the additional ones that you can download are the CE2 Chorus, BF2 Flanger, BB2 Vibrato, DD2 Digital Delay, DF2 Super Feedback Distortion, OC2 Octave, PS2 Digital Pitch Shifter and Delay, and the PN2 Tremolo. So some of these are really sought after effects. There is a market for collecting the slow gear, even though it's a basic attack decay pedal. A lot of other companies make cheap ones that are, you can get like a cheap one on Amazon for like $30.
Okay.
The OC2 Octave OC2 Octave. Sorry, I used to have this pedal and they made 2 versions. One was the Octave, one was the Octaver, but it was the same pedal. They both were the OC2. I had the Octaver. So that one's a cool one. It's become more collectible, a little expensive. So I guess if you're getting that included in the whole package deal for $250, I guess that's kind of cool. I guess I don't know. The VB2 Vibrato, I think is cool, but what I'm confused about here is like some of these pedals, like the CE2 core. No, the CE2 is just 2 knob. Like the BF2 Flanger and the VB2 Vibrato. Those are 4 knob pedals, and this only has 3 knobs. So you're gonna be doing a bunch of menu diving to program this. It just doesn't seem like if you're like a live performing musician, this isn't going to work on stage for dialing it in to just go from one preset to the next. Like, it just seems messy. So my prediction for this is that they're going to realize no one's buying the additional effects. If they buy the initial unit, which I don't think a lot of people are going to buy this, I think they're going to have to drop the whole pay to play thing. I just don't think it's gonna work. I don't know. What do you think?
I understand your analogy when you talk about Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It's like you're with this specific pedal.
Yeah.
You're just paying to have the privilege to choose something else later on. That's all you're doing.
Yeah.
There's nothing else with that.
And
that's all it is. You pay for the pedal
and then you pay for it again.
To know that later on there might be an effect that you like, that you're going to be able to get it for $10.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Boss already makes other things. They're not as compact as this, but they make other products that, I hated it. I had the GX10 for a short time. You remember that thing? The processor?
I don't remember that.
It was the processor that I tried to use as like an ampless rig.
I remember. Yep.
That had every single Boss pedal ever made built into it.
Yep.
And it wasn't good. Like, they didn't sound good. A digital emulation of an analog distortion or overdrive doesn't sound good a lot of the time. Companies like Line 6, they've managed to get it to sound good. But I think it's just a field that Boss does not excel in. I think they should stick to what they know. But I don't know, it's cool to see them trying new stuff. But then what I'm scared about is because they are a leader in the pedal industry.
That everyone is going to start doing the
other
same.
People are going to start cashing in on this like subscription style service to where you got to pay to use certain features.
Yeah.
And then like people they don't want to create another cloud account. Like the Roland Cloud. People already have cloud accounts for everything. Like, can we just keep that out of the pedal world? So I don't know. I just
know.
And again, going back to my main point here is they're not doing anything new here.
Okay.
For $250, like let's look at the HX-1. That's $300.
That's the one that you had?
No. This is like the best in the category of small. Okay. This one does have 2 foot switches, but you can load one effect at a time. But again, you have access to so much stuff. And the Line 6 Helix and HX, like that whole lineup is just like everybody raves about how great those are.
Okay.
128 onboard presets on this thing. 250 effects, all built into this thing right off the bat. I will say one thing about the Boss thing is maybe because it is Boss versus like a smaller company or something, they might offer support long term on the software and the updates and stuff. They might. Like companies like Line 6, they're good about that kind of stuff. Some of the smaller brands or like the like Hotone or Sonic Cake, Donner, their digital units, long term, there probably won't be support for that kind of stuff. But companies like Line 6 and Boss, like you would expect that they would have long-term support. So that might be the only advantage to buying that pedal. So that's like HX-1, $300. So $50 more gets you everything. Even like Electro Harmonics, it's not like a digital processor kind of pedal, but I used to have this one, the Mod 11.
Okay.
Where it's 11 modes of modulation, and then there's alternate modes for each one. $176. So you don't have distortions, you don't have overdrives, fuzzes, any of that stuff. There's no compressors. It's just every kind of modulation you could think of built into this thing. $176. The Zoom, I think it's called the Multi-Stomp. They've got different versions of the Multi-Stomp. There's one for 120 that does chorus, delay, and reverb. They have the Multi-Stomp Looper, $150. The base version, 110. It's just, you've got other companies that have been doing this stuff for so long now that like they're not doing anything here. The last one I want to look up is the TC. Now the Plethora, I think it's X1, yeah, $151. This one came out. We were already doing the show when this one came out. I remember we covered this release
last
year. But the only real downside to this is that TC Electronics is owned by Music Tribe, which is Behringer. So they've kind of just given up on TC Electronic for the most part. Like, it's not what it used to be back when it was under its original ownership.
Okay.
But you have all these options that are better than the Boss one. And I just think it's a big miss. And I said the same thing when they put out that rotary pedal a couple weeks ago. Like, they're not really doing anything new here. They put the fancy spinning light on it, but like, there's other companies that are doing slightly lower priced. There's a couple that are a little bit more expensive, but better sounding rotary effects. So I don't know. That's my take on this whole topic. So let us know in the comments what you guys think about it, because I'm curious what other people are thinking. I've seen a lot of people's responses to it over the last couple days. All the pedal board Facebook groups and social media stuff on Instagram, like, that's all I'm seeing is people making memes about it. But I really want to hear from our viewers and our listeners, like, what are your thoughts on it? So, do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a new Jack White pedal. With Black Mountain.
What's up with the way that pedal looks?
We'll get into that.
Okay.
So Black Mountain and Third Man Hardware, they have collaborated on the Roto Echo delay pedal. It is foot controlled. You can set what is controlled by the roller. So instead of an expression pedal built into this thing, or the option to plug in an expression pedal, it's a wheel.
I don't like it.
You don't? I didn't think you would.
Yeah.
And then there's a switch on the back that you control either the time, the feedback, or the blend while you play.
How hard is that wheel?
How what? How hard is it? Like, how stable is it?
Is
Yeah.
If you are, like, do you do it with your foot, or do you have to bend down?
No, you can do it. You can absolutely do it with your foot. I believe Chase Bliss also has a pedal that does like a wheel too. And Black Mountain, they already had an expression, or I think it was either an expression pedal or a volume pedal, or maybe both, that have the same concept. So they've proven that this wheel system does work.
But how do you know how to move your foot so you put it on the right number?
Oh, that's the thing too, is there are already some concerns that have been voiced online about, how do you know if you're on stage? If you're on a dark stage, you don't know what number you're on.
The way I see it is you're going to have to bend down and do it with your hand and move it to the right number. Just to see the number,
or you're going to have a light on it or something.
Just to see the number.
Yeah. It seems like a fun pedal, though. Ryan from 60 Cycle Hum put out a demo that I watched, and it sounds like a great delay pedal. So you do have your basic 3 controls for blend, feedback, and time. And like I said, the wheel can be adjusted through not a toggle switch, but a 3-way switch. So time, feedback, and blend for that. So it essentially syncs to whatever knob you set it to, and then adds that additional control. I think it's interesting. I want to know how much this pedal weighs. Like, what is the weight on this thing?
I'm just talking about functionality, though.
Yeah, I mean, Jack White, he always has wacky ideas for things. And I don't even know how many Third Man Hardware pedals this is now. They've done so many collaborations on pedals. And here's my prediction on this too. Because Third Man is the publishing company for the Josh Scott Electro-Harmonics book that's going to be coming out, I think, next year, I anticipate there's going to be some kind of collaboration between Third Man, Josh Scott, and Electro-Harmonics. And Daniel Danger is probably going to do the art. That's my prediction on that. But this is $279. There's already a review on here. Oh, never mind.
That's Jack White.
There's a 5-star review. Man, this pedal is like having an engineer operating an Echoplex tape machine next to you while you play. Being able to use your foot to control these features using Cole McBride of Black Mountain's freewheel tech keeps your hands free for more important work. And you can hammer nails with this thing. It's built like a bunker. You can fully stand on this pedal, no problem at all. The wheel control has this great springy feel with really nice resistance to pressure. I used this during the recording of our No Name album and during all the shows on the tour, road tested to the max, as we always do at Third Man Hardware. Can't recommend it enough. Jack White.
Okay.
So he wrote a review for his own pedal. Oh, yeah, on their website, yeah, they have Ryan from 60 Cycle Homes video. Now, I think there's also a Sweetwater exclusive version that's yellow.
Really?
Where it's yellow, like the colors are reversed. So yeah, this is an analog style delay, but it is digital using the PT2399 chip to deliver warm, gritty echoes from 60 milliseconds to 588 milliseconds, emulating classic analog delay tones. Signal path combines digital delay processing with analog circuitry. Built to handle full body weight on stage, built for performance, and of course it's 9-volt. What is the weight though? It says it's the same size as a regular Boss style pedal, but it looks big. It looks bigger than a Boss pedal.
I don't know. I see that the little wheel has like a texture, I guess, for the shoes.
Yeah. It's got like
I still don't trust it.
Ridges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sure it sounds great. I've seen, like I said, I've seen a video where it sounds great in use, but like I'm not sure about the practicality of using it live. I'm sure it's fun. It looks like fun to play. But yeah, if you're interested, if you're a Jack White fan and you like collecting Jack White style stuff,
then there he is.
$279. Like I said, I think there is a Reverb exclusive black and yellow version. Oh, yellow and black. The original is black and yellow. Got some sad news. You want some sad news?
I guess.
Might as well hit you with some sad news. Do you want some
sad news?
Nobody wants sad news.
What is it?
So the U.S. government has ended the de minimis exemption for low-value packages. So it was anything $800 or less could be imported into the United States with no fees, no tariffs. That has ended. So packages that are sent to the United States that value less than $800 are now subject to tariffs and fees. And these items will have tariffs or flat rate fees added onto them that can range from $80 to $200. So if you're buying an $800 pedal, which they exist, you could buy an $800 pedal from another country if you live in the U.S. You could be paying $200 on top of that just to get it. As a response to this, a lot of countries have said, we're just going to stop sending packages altogether to the United States. We're not going to deal with the headache. We are not going to allow packages to be sent to the U.S. Letters and stuff, I think, are still going to come through, but like actual packages, nah. This is an NBC article, and here's a quote that's from, I don't know who this is a quote from.
Okay.
A store in, let's see, New York City. Anyway, co-owner of a store in New York City, she says, in retail, you don't buy something for $5 and sell it to your customer for $2. The shop is not a hobby. It's how I live and pay my bills. And my sister, she's my partner.
Oh, man.
It's how we pay our employees and our rent. So the idea that we could take on every additional cost. So relating to the pedal industry, I know it's going to hit every aspect of retail. But the pedal industry, I have already been seeing all week long since, well, not all week long, but since this was announced, builders in the UK, builders in Australia, particularly, because there are a lot of pedal builders down under. They're all saying during these uncertain times, unfortunately, they can no longer ship to the US, and that happens to be the biggest customer base for pedals. The United States. So I don't know how things are going to play out for a lot of smaller builders, even bigger builders over the next couple months while this thing kind of, fluctuates back and forth. Who knows what's going to happen next? So we'll see, and we're going to follow that story as there are updates. But it was kind of sad to see. It was sad to see pedal builders say, announce, hey, I'm sorry, y'all. Can't do it.
And people in general.
Yeah.
Think about this lady who was talking on this.
Yeah, this lady just runs. It looks like she runs like a. It looks like a stationery store and greeting cards and stuff.
Letterpress. Yeah. Stationery store in New York City.
So I just wanted to make sure that our listeners and viewers are aware that if you want to buy pedals from somebody outside the U.S., if you're a U.S. resident and you want to buy something from outside the States, it seems like as of right now, Canada, there's been some uncertainty there. I've seen some builders say that they can for sure ship. If it's a UK-based or Surfy Industries, which is based in Italy, they announced that you can still buy their products because they actually have a facility in the United States that your items would ship from. So it's probably best to just kind of reach out and do some research before you try to make a purchase on something like that.
Yeah.
And we're all just going to have to try to navigate through this over the next foreseeable future. That's the sad news for the week.
Okay.
But again, it's news, so got to throw it on here. Right. We got a couple guitars. Actually, a lot more guitars than I thought I'd loaded up.
I can see that.
So it's up to you, pedal or guitar.
I don't know, whatever you got there first.
Okay, pedals.
Okay. It's funny because you mentioned there were not a lot of things going on the industry and whatever, and all I see is new things for this week.
I know it's such a crazy time right now in the world that I'm surprised that anybody's making new stuff. But I guess if people have money to spend, they want you to spend it on their stuff. So
okay.
Mad Professor.
What is that based on?
I think they're in the UK.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Wait.
Nope.
No, that's not the
Finland.
UK.
They're based in Finland.
I was about to say.
No.
The address is in Finland.
Yeah. They're reintroducing their hand-wired series. So these are not import made from I believe they were making them in China for a while. Or maybe even Indonesia. There was a bunch of knockoff companies that were stealing the logo. They were even putting Mad Professor on the pedals, but they were generic knockoffs. So these are 330 euros each. They have the deep blue delay, which my old roommate back in the day had a deep blue delay, and that's really good delay. Okay. I don't think it's actually an analog. I think it's another one of those PT2399 delays. It says natural sound digital delay. So it looks like it's got new artwork. The Royal Blue Overdrive, that's got some new artwork as well, same price. And then the Sweet Honey Overdrive, 330 euros. So yeah, they're back with those. So it's kind of cool to see a company go back to their roots a little bit. We did the Roto pedal. Here's something, I'm not even sure if this product even exists. This is something really strange. Somebody posted this in one of the pedal board groups.
Okay.
They took a screenshot of it, and this is what the screenshot looked like. I've found it on the internet by typing. The only way I could find it was I had to type the headline of the article into Google to find it. And it's a website link for Guitar World magazine, which from time to time we get our information from there when we're looking for news. So the headline is a really clever bit of kit that makes playing along with drum beats an absolute breeze. Singular Sound Beat Buddy 2 review from 3 days ago. This was posted 3 days ago, according to this that we're looking at. But then when you click on read full article, because this is from another website called Newsbreak, which I'm not sure what Newsbreak is. You click on this. It takes you to the bass player section for some reason. It doesn't even take you to the main part of Guitar World. It takes you to the bass player page, just like your bass news. And then when you try to scroll through the article, it's just the best loopers of 2025. And this is an article from July, and it's not on that list. And I have not seen anything that can confirm that this is a real pedal anywhere. This almost looks like it could be an AI-generated image of a Beat Buddy 2, but then there are other websites, after doing some more poking around, which now I can't find it at this exact moment. We'll get the images when we find them. But it shows it from different angles. It shows where the jacks are on it and everything. So I don't know if this is an article that just hasn't come out yet, and for some reason, like somebody got the link and was able to view it that way.
Okay.
Which is why it redirects to a different article when I click this link.
Okay.
But we'll keep an eye out for the Beat Buddy 2. It looks like it has a touchscreen on it, 2-foot switches. Who knows? But it's another drum machine pedal for a pedal board. So
okay,
let's keep an eye out for that. And if you guys see it anywhere, let us know in the comments, because I'm really curious about this.
Oh no.
Everyone's favorite guitarist, John Mayer.
Okay.
He's back with some PRS SE Silver Sky models that are Sweetwater exclusives. So we've talked, I think, endlessly at this point on the show. Every time there's a new colorway or a different whatever on the Silver Sky, you know I get exhausted talking about the PRS guitars. There's 2 new colors for Sweetwater.
Okay.
There is Gold Sparkle, or Gold Spark, or Platinum Spark. These are $8.50 each.
No bad.
They don't look bad.
I'm not a fan of the colors.
I hate the birds. I
know.
That could be a drinking game for our viewers and listeners. Every time I say I hate the birds, like, just put dots on this thing.
I think they are really nice. I always say the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the birds. I have a problem with the headstock.
I know.
That's my
looks wrong.
issue.
It just looks wrong.
It looks like they run out of material. And
so
it's just like a little thing right there.
These are $8.50. Okay, yeah, same price as like the other models.
Oh, it's just the color.
Yeah, you're not paying anything extra for like a premium on the color. Yeah, I don't think the colors look bad. I actually was looking at, I think, OfferUp today.
OfferUp?
Maybe it was today? Facebook. Maybe it was Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And there was a really cool looking guitar.
Looking for new gear already.
I'm like, what is this thing? And I didn't even realize I was looking at a PRS because it didn't have the birds. It just had regular inlays. That was an older model, but it didn't have the birds, and I was like, "That's a really beautiful guitar." It was not a Silver Sky. It was. I don't even know what it was. Like a standard from 2002
if you
or something.
Do like PRS and don't have a problem with the birds or the headstock, and you're totally fine with that, $8.50. You can get 2 new colorways.
At this point, it's about the same price as a Strat. So
yeah.
Some pickups, or a pickup.
Okay.
This is just ridiculous. This is the Gibson Tony Iommi signature pickup. Tony Iommi's iconic riffs, heavy tones, and massively influential albums created the blueprint for heavy metal and many other genres to follow. His career, like the man himself, is universally loved and revered. In the late 1990s, Gibson worked with him to develop the first ever Gibson signature pickup. Now their first signature humbucker is back. So this is a reissue, I guess. It's a configuration of powerful ceramic and Alnico 2 magnets with special windings that give it incredible tone and sustain that has made Tony's work with Black Sabbath instantly recognizable. Full shred tone, incredible sustain, and crystal clarity, even in full distortion. Tony Iommi humbucker is fully wax potted and epoxied for absolute protection against unwanted feedback. 4-conductor wiring allows for series, parallel, and even split coil operation. This is not specific. You can put this in the neck, the bridge, the middle. It's chrome. There are no pickup screws in the top here. So it's just a flat pickup case. I think that's a nice looking look for a pickup. Average DC resistance is 16K. I can't believe that this was their first ever signature pickup. Was a Tony Iommi model. The price on this thing for one pickup, $229. So
okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna say this too, and this is probably gonna upset some people. You can get a really cheap pickup for like $25 on Amazon that will sound just as good as a $300 pickup.
But
you can also get one for $20 that sounds like shit.
They are paying for the experience.
you're the premium brand, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that I have bought expensive pickups. I have bought cheap pickups. And they're all manufactured essentially the same way with some small differences. You don't need expensive pickups to sound good. Now, some really cheap pickups can sound really bad. So I'm not saying that all cheap pickups sound good. I'm just saying you can get a good one every so often that's really cheap. So it's hit or miss. It really is hit or miss. And you do get guaranteed quality that this thing is going to function. You can get a cheap $20 pickup on Amazon, and it might not work at all. But the ones that I've encountered all sounded good. Usable. I think we've got just a couple more.
Okay. Tell me what else do you have?
So that was the Gibson pickup. There's some new Kramer guitars. These are the Kramer Pacer Deluxe. So back in the day, when the Super Strat concept was like the biggest thing, every company at the time had to come out with their version of like a crazy tweaked out Stratocaster. Kramer was at one point the leading company for that style guitar.
Oh.
So they've come out with the Pacer Deluxe, and it's an updated form of their classic Super Strat. So they have the humbucker double single coil model. They have, actually these all are the HSS pickup. Okay. So you have a white color, black, blue, lighter blue, and a off-white kind of cream color. The blue, the darker blue, has like the hockey stick headstock, whereas the others do not. So this looks like it retails for $8.99, and you have the Floyd Rose style tailpiece. It is the Floyd Rose 1000, which it seems like that's what a lot of lower to mid-price guitars are using these days, is the 1000.
Okay.
It does have Kramer USA Triton noiseless pickups in the middle and bridge positions. And let's see.
That one that you're looking at right now, the classic white, that's more expensive.
It is. So the classic white, what is different on this? This one's alder body in classic white, and the exclusive Carry green colorway, which we're not seeing here, is slightly more provocative ruby red metallic. Oh, there's 3 colors. Okay. So for some reason that's $9.99. So I guess the other one was the basic.
I guess.
But it doesn't specify on this page what exactly is different.
What is the blue one though? Oh, it's just like the white one.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wait. Okay, so if the latter two are a little too polite with the beak headstock, not really screaming spandex. So now there's the blue one with the crazy headstock. It does have a little toggle switch, which I'm guessing is probably like a split coil for the humbucker. Yep, okay, so single couple. Okay. I didn't do any research on this particular one. I just found this one last minute. Otherwise, I'd be more on top of it. So the most expensive one is $14.99. That's the dark blue with the hockey stick style headstock. It has a 10 to 14 inch compound radius, rosewood fretboard, 87 speed taper neck profile, and it also has EMG pickups, 89 humbucker in the bridge, EMG SA single coils in the middle and neck, and the 5-way blade style selector switch, as well as, wait, what is this other switch on here though? It does, okay, I should have just gone to the actual product page. This is a guitar magazine site. Anyway, okay. I don't care about the Super Strats personally, but that's what you need to know. One is $1,500.
Forget about it.
Yeah, one is $1,500, one's $9.99, and the other one's $8.99. Just really depends. I would say get a Charvel instead. That's my recommendation. Get a Charvel. Get a Beretta. Don't spend money on this thing. I don't know.
I just think that whoever, you are entitled to do whatever you want with your money.
Yeah. That's it for that one. I just wanted to throw that one on here last minute.
Okay. What else do you have?
We have a bass.
Expensive.
This is the Fender Custom Shop Adrian Young Jazz Bass, master built by Levi Perry. Silver Sparkle, Journeyman Relic. $14,500.
I'm surprised with Water didn't send me the email with "This just for you."
Just for you. But you can get special financing for $403 a month for the next 36 months. Or through a firm, $704 a month.
Okay. What is so special about this that it costs so much?
I think this is really cool. Not for the price.
I don't, and I just figured out I don't like the neck on the back. This
is one of the most unique signature models I've seen Fender do so far.
Okay.
So the neck is partially fretless. It has this crazy like mudbucker thing going on in the neck position. It's got the P bass pickups. But then look at the knobs. The knobs are labeled. Oop, if I can zoom in on it. The knobs are labeled volume/fuzz and perk/speed, and then there's a toggle switch. So let's get into what that is.
Okay.
So skillfully handcrafted by master builder Levi Perry in the Fender Custom Shop, this Adrian Young signature jazz bass is a singular masterpiece with unprecedented design, expands what's possible for both instrument and player. Now, Adrian Young, he's a composer, a producer. He's worked with hip-hop artists. He's done soundtracks. I don't believe I know him. I'm not overly familiar with him. I had to look him up, and then I was familiar with the work that he has done based on looking him up. But like off the top of my head, I did not know who he was. Now, it says this is inspired by his collection of 60s style studio gear. So we're just gonna jump into the specs because this thing is just crazy.
Dios.
So it's 2-piece alder body, silver sparkle finish, quarter sawn maple neck, 60s P bass C-shaped neck, 9.5 inch fretboard radius, flat laminated rosewood fretboard, 34 inch scale. The nut width is 1.5 inches. There is a bone nut on this thing. You have one volume and one tone pot, but we need to figure out what these do. So it's a meticulous recreation of a signature bass built by master builder Vincent Van Trigt. Let's see. So it's got a 62 P bass split coil pickup, hand wound by master pickup winder Josefina Campos. There's a Curtis Novak BS-DS humbucker. So that's your neck pickup. There's a built-in fuzz and tremolo. Here we go. Adopted from his favorite studio gear. Built by Fender Stan Cody. And then custom 2-ply pickguard controls. Modeled after vintage studio gear. It does, of course, include the deluxe hardshell case, strap, and certificate of authenticity. I just think it's crazy that it's the neck on this thing. And I know you said you don't like the neck. It. So it does say semi-fretless, but I'm not seeing... I guess just based on the image of the neck, it looks like it goes up to the 9th fret is fretted, and then everything above that is fretless.
No, but the reason I don't like it is the back.
Now, that's a common thing that, like, vintage guitars, the finish wears off on the back, and it makes it feel smoother to play. But a lot of people also relic their guitars intentionally that way to make it smoother to play, because if you keep that gloss finish on the back, your hand starts to sweat and then gets stuck to the neck, makes it harder to move. Personally, that's why I prefer not necessarily the quality of the neck, but I prefer like the Squier Affinity series necks to something like the Classic Vibe, or even when I had the Player 2, even some of the older made in Mexico Strats, even some American Strats, or not Strats, but American Fenders and stuff. I prefer the feeling of the back of the neck on the Affinity series because it is a satin finish. It doesn't have that gloss on there at all. Like your Yamaha, the Pacifica that you have, that's a satin finish. That just feels really good to play. That's a really good guitar. But yeah, I think this thing's wacky. I don't know who's buying this.
I don't know who has $14,000.
If it was more affordable, if it wasn't a custom shop version, if this was just like, hey, we're going to put this out, it's going to be made in Mexico,
you will be buying it.
If it was like $950 to $1,200, I could see that. But $14,500, I
don't know. That's a lot of money.
You have to know who this guy is for one thing. You have to be a fan. Well, you don't have to be. You don't have to be.
No, but if you know the music and
I like the concept of having the P-bass pickups, but also having a humbucker. I like on a bass. I like the idea that you can have your built-in effects right there on the bass.
That's nice, though.
The semi-fretless thing, I would just prefer it to be all fretted or no frets, because I would get confused. And I would probably, if I was going to put frets on it, I'd probably put the frets the opposite way. So this is fretless from the 9th fret onward, like starting at fret 10, I believe. Based on the pictures, it doesn't say in the description, but it looks like from fret 10 onward is fretless. I would reverse that and probably just go to 12. So 1 through 12 would have frets. No, I'm sorry. 1 through 12 would be fretless. Everything above that, sure, put frets on it. I would just do one or the other, to be honest. I would just rather fully fretless or fully fretted. For a bass like this with the humbucker, though, fretless for sure.
Okay. What else do you have for today?
I think that might be it.
Then it might be just time to say goodnight.
I think so.
Or good morning if you're watching in the morning.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments what your favorite release was from this week. Did we miss anything? What were your thoughts on the Boss? Tell us what you think about the Boss thing.
Are you okay paying the $10?
I wouldn't. I don't recommend.
But people might. We don't know.
Other than that, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah. Find us on Threads. Help us get to 1,000 followers and subscribers. We'd really appreciate it. Everybody have a good night, good day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.